Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tiffany Guerrero, and today I want to share with you a remarkable memoir that I'm reading for English class, and it's called Shout, and it's by Laurie Anderson. This book demonstrates the ability for a woman who was once a child and faced so much dysfunction. She was sexually assaulted. She was mentally and physically abused by people from an early childhood, and she was able to thrive. She was able to become independent and grow into a remarkable woman and give back to others and share her story, which gave others the ability to open up and have their voice. Let me give you a little summary. So Lori had two parents that were alcoholics, and in a way they mistreated her. She was a heavyset child, and they used to make fun of her and tell her that she was overweight, and that was the beginning of the insecurity. So as a young teenager, she looked for others for guidance and love and support, because she didn't feel that too much at home. Even though her parents, they loved her in any way that they could, but her father had PTSD from being in the war and was a huge alcoholic, so he had demons of his own. So it was really hard for him to have a healthy relationship with his family. So he became a preacher, so they moved around a lot. They didn't have money. All her clothes and everything they had was hand-me-downs. So moving forward, she was sexually assaulted by a boy who was a friend, and that was the beginning of the trauma that she faced. She had issues with teachers in school who tried to assault her. She eventually turned to other ways of coping. She partied, she used drugs and drank until she had an amazing opportunity of a lifetime where she could move to Denmark and get her independence and get away from the toxic relationships and the toxic people that she was around as a young teenager. So that's what she did, and that was the change of her life. This book is, I think it's one of the best books that I've ever read, and I've read a lot of books. So moving forward, she went to Denmark, and that changed everything, changed her life. She came back a whole different person, went to college, paid for her university, worked numerous jobs, and broke away from all that toxic behavior that she had in her life before. So she became an adult, and eventually she found her voice and went from high school to high school, sharing her story and her journey with others, which gave people who didn't have a voice, that experienced similar situations, they went to her and they were able to open up to her, and she changed many people's lives, many young individuals' lives. So I just want to say I recommend this book. Even if you're not taking an English class, this memoir is, I'm telling you, one of the best books I've ever read, and I definitely recommend it. This woman is an amazing and phenomenal woman who broke away from the toxic life. She could have went either way. She could have went down, but instead she took the road less traveled and became a wonderful woman and gave back to everyone. Thank you very much for listening to me, and have a wonderful evening.